Now, I'll be discussing about geostationary satellite and parking orbits. Previous class, you had seen the orbital velocity of satellite. When the satellite is revolving around, you can have two types of satellites: satellites far away, and the other case is satellite close by. When the satellite is close by, the formula of orbital velocity is root gr, square root of gr. And when the satellite is far away, then formula is square root gm by small r. Small r is capital R plus h. And for a close satellite, we found the time period of revolution, how much time it will take to complete one revolution. And the answer was 84.6 minutes. These are the informations you must keep with you. Okay, they may not ask you to calculate, but you must know, because objective type question, MCQ question, you will have this kind of things coming there. Okay, now, what is a geostationary satellite? Of course, it is a satellite, but geo means related to the Earth, and stationary means fixed satellites. Geostationary satellites are those satellites whose position remains fixed with any point on the surface of the Earth. That means the view of such satellites will not escape from a point on the surface of the Earth. That satellite will always be seen from a particular point on the surface of the Earth. Because such satellite, geostationary satellite, has the period of revolution same as the of the Earth. What is the speed of rotation of the Earth? 24 hours. The geostationary satellite time period of revolution is 24 hours. 24 hours. That's why the speed of such satellite and the speed of rotation of the Earth is same. So that way, and we cannot escape the satellite from a particular point on the surface of the Earth. And I'm talking about the other kind of satellites. They move up satellites. The time period of revolution is only 41 hours or 84.6 minutes. Only 1 hour something minutes. That is much less than 24 hours. They are moving much faster. That's why their views will be escaped from a point on the surface of the Earth. And what is the main use of a satellite? Do you know what is the main use of a satellite? What is a satellite used for? Normally, a satellite carries equipment of information, which gives us information. Many information it provides us. It contains even camera. From the camera, it gives a picture of the surroundings, Google Map and all that, satellite viewing. And it contains a reflecting surface through which the microwaves, radio waves are reflected for the purpose of communication, for the TV viewing, for mobile phone working, and all work with the satellites. So, time to time, countries send satellites in the space. India sends satellites, and they are called INSAT, Indian satellites. Normally, after 2 years, 3 years, India has to send satellites, because those satellites are not geostationary satellites. Their position escapes. Their position will go away from a particular point on the surface of the Earth. So that satellite will not be permanent for the Earth. Their speed of rotation is much faster, so they will go away. A time will come when they will go away, and we cannot reflect microwaves, and the equipment and all will become useless for a particular point on the surface of the Earth. But geostationary satellite will remain fixed. Position will remain fixed throughout, and their position will not go away. There are some advantages and disadvantages of geostationary satellites. What is the advantage? Advantage is that it is a permanent satellite. Once it is there, that will be functional forever. That is advantage. Second advantage is that we will know the height of this satellite, particular height we will know. Okay. And what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages is that the geostationary satellites are revolving in orbit. That orbit is called parking orbit. Such an orbit is called parking orbit. And parking orbits are full with geostationary satellites. There is no place left over there. There is no space. Developed countries, highly developed, most developed countries like USA, European countries and all, they have already sent geostationary satellites. This orbit is filled with these satellites. No, there is no space. So, hello, can you hear now?
Sir?
Yes, am I audible? Huh? Hello, am I audible? Say boy,
Yes,
am I audible? No. Okay. What I am saying, these satellites are revolving in orbit called parking orbits. Parking orbits are all full with these satellites. And so we have to think about the other company. Somebody said something. Please. You are welcome. Please interact. Hello. Please do interact. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Okay. So parking orbits are full. So nowadays satellites are sent to a lesser height than the height of the parking orbits. But we are sending a series of satellites together, not only one, having necklace of satellites in the form of necklace. You know, one, another one like that. And why we are sending them in the form of series of satellites together or necklace of satellites? The reason is that those satellites are not geostationary, their positions will be, vanishing. They will vanish from a point on the surface of the earth. And they will not be able to send any, information. We are sending in the form of series, one will go over, the other will take over. Other will go over, then other will take over the place. So like that. But don't go into that. The syllabus, your syllabus, I'm talking about the geostationary satellite and parking orbits. Let us find the height of the parking orbit. At what height the parking orbit is situated? At what height? That means we should know the height of the geostationary satellite from the surface of the earth. For that, I'll draw the diagram, same diagram. I'll draw the Earth's center is here, and this is R, this distance is R. Here is the satellite, geostationary satellite revolving around, geostationary satellite revolving. This is geostationary satellite, geostationary satellite we are having here, which is revolving around like this one. Then we'll be using the same formula. The height of this satellite, I'll say this height is h. It's called height of the parking orbit. We'll find the height of the parking orbit. Oh, we'll be writing same way. Gravitational force is equal to the centripetal force. Will equate. Gravitational force formula is Gmm by r square, and here I'll be writing centripetal force mv squared by r and r cancel, m and n cancel. We'll get v square value coming gm by r. Therefore, v value I will write omega t. I write omega square r square is equal to gm by r. Omega value I'll put 2 pi by t whole square is equal to gm by r cube. This will become 4 pi square by t square is equal to r cube equal to gm by r cube, making r cube the subject. R cube value will become like this, gm into t square by 4 pi square. Using this, I'll find the value of r. R value will come 1/3 power. 1/3 power of this value. GM value I can put GR square. Let us say GR square pi square. 2m capital M will make, because we know the formula GM is equal to GM by R square. So GM value will become GR square. Now I'll put the value and find the value of R. That is G value I'll put here 9.8. R is the radius of the earth. Radius of the earth is 6400 into 1000. That is 130 square. Let us do in square brackets. Divided by 4 into time period. What is the time period of revolution of geostationary satellite? 24 hours. Same as the speed of rotation of the earth. That means here we will be writing 24 into 60 into 60. And 4 pi square value 3.14 square and whole in power 1/3. Please calculate this answer. I am sure when you calculate the value of R, the value of R will come 42400 kilometer in kilometer. Just now your answer will come in meter. When you divide it by 1000, you will get this answer. R is equal to 42400 kilometer. 42,400 kilometer will come. What is this R? R is small r is total distance from R plus H. This is small r value I like that distance R plus H is equal to 42,400. Therefore, H value will come 42,400 minus R. Capital R value is 6,400. When you subtract, your answer will come 36,000 kilometers approximately. So please write it down. Approximately. That means what is the height of the parking orbit? What is the height? Means at what height the geostationary satellites are situated? We say geostationary satellites are situated at a height of 36,000 kilometers nearly from the surface of the earth. Have you understood? So these are the information calculation we do like this actually we do, but you need to learn this value. These are the standard values you must know. What is parking orbit? The orbit in which the geostationary satellites move around the earth. And what is the height of that parking orbit? Height of that parking orbit is 36,000 kilometers. Obviously from the surface of the earth. That means if you state a satellite such that it goes exactly to a height of 36,000 kilometers, that satellite will become geostationary satellite. Okay, tell me if any point you want to clarify, please tell me, I'll clarify. Otherwise, okay. What do you say? Is it okay or to clarify some more thing? Say fast.
It's okay.
Okay. Now, next heading you can give weightlessness in a satellite. Weightlessness in a satellite. Give the heading. Weightlessness in a satellite. Weightlessness in a satellite. Please give this heading. Weightlessness in a satellite. Do you know inside the satellite, whatever equipment we keep, no, they will have zero weight. They all are floating there. They are not staying on the surface of the satellite. They all are floating. Do you know this fact? Whatever equipment and all we are keeping inside the satellite, equipment such as camera and all those, they will not be staying on the surface of the satellite. Suppose this is a satellite, they will not be staying on the surface of the satellite, rather they will be floating here. They will have zero weight, no weight. Why they have got no weight? I am talking about that. The idea is what? When a satellite is on the surface here, so when a satellite is here on the surface, I can just draw the diagram here. When a satellite is just here, weight of the satellite, that is, this is the force of gravity, that is mg is acting like this, and the normal reaction will act like this. So they are balancing each other. That is n equal to mg. We got n equal to mg. N and mg are equal to one another. But now when the satellite is here at some height, here is the satellite, here is the satellite, suppose. The height of the satellite is, I'll take this entire thing as r. Entire thing is r also. This is r. This whole thing is r, small r. This time, what will happen? The weight of this, there is a new value of g over there. There will be new value of g. That means the weight will be, then there will be new normal reaction here. Within this new normal reaction will be there. So the net is still the body that the center mg dash minus normal reaction is equal to ma. I write like this, or is equal to mg squared by r. I write centripetal force mg squared by r. We will write like this. Okay. Now next line I will be writing like this. This is new normal reaction. I'll take new normal reaction there. Write mg dash minus n dash is equal to m g square value. What is the value of v? I think orbital velocity, the value of which we already have done, root gr square by r. Okay, now this will be mg only. This is the weight of the body, actual weight of the body minus this is equal to this. So let us expand it. You get mg minus n dash is equal to m. This will become gr by r cancel. N dash will go that, so you get mg minus mg is equal to n dash, therefore 0. N dash means apparent weight. This is called apparent weight. So apparent weight becomes 0. This is the reason why there is weightlessness inside a satellite. The objects inside a satellite are not staying on the surface of the satellite, rather they all are floating over there. They all will be floating. This is the reason. You can take the force of gravity, that is weight of the satellite or weight of the object inside the satellite is mg minus normal reaction is n dash and mv square centripetal force will add, because this is revolving, this thing is having revolution or the revolution, that means orbital velocity v square. And do you know the formula? V is equal to orbital velocity formula I gave, root gr. I'll write here root g and r is the total distance here, r, small r. These two will, square and root will go, cancel. Mg minus mg is equal to n dash, answer comes 0. That means when the normal reaction comes 0, there is no support or there. Then that means apparent weight of the object inside the satellite is 0. And this is the reason of weightlessness in a satellite. Okay? Tell me anything you want to clarify, or it's okay? Say first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, theory part of this chapter is done. Huh? Theory part is over. We have to do numericals. Let us start with numerical. Okay. Question says, okay, I read the question now. Question says, If the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square, the value of g is given 9.8 meter per second square, and radius of the earth is 6400 kilometers. This is question number 1 of page 361. Page 361, question number 1. Calculate the value of acceleration due to gravity at a height of 3200 kilometers. What is the formula of g with respect to height? What is the formula? Let us write down the formula. I think you know the formula. G dash or g dash by g is equal to, you can write like this, 1 plus h by r power minus 2. This is the formula. This is the formula with altitude, with the height. This g dash value we have to find. G value is given 9.8, right? 9.8 here. 1 plus height is given 3200 kilometers, whereas radius of the earth is given 6400 power minus 2. We can kilometer, that's where the unit. You can cancel 1 by 2 will come. That means you are taking to a height equal to half of the radius of the. Let us calculate the answer now. G dash by 9.8. LCM is coming 3 by 2 to the power minus 2. G dash by 9.8, turn upside down, you get 2 by 3 whole square. Therefore, G dash value will come 4 by 9 times of 9.8. 4 by 9 times of 9.8. Calculate. Your answer will come 4.36. 4.36 meter square. These are values. This is the value of G at a height 3200 kilometers, 4.36 meter per second square. Okay? Yes? So I'll give you the numbers which you should try today, and let me know, or I'll ask you tomorrow which one you could not do, then I'll do that one. Okay, number 2, question number 2, same page, 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16. Okay, these many questions you try today, and if you cannot do, then I will do it tomorrow. And by chance, suppose I give 1 or 2 extra questions apart from this, whatever is given in the book. Okay? Yes. I have given you the number to try. So please try it today. Okay? So this much we do today, then. Huh? Tomorrow you'll just try and then ask me the number which cannot do. Huh? Yes. Anything you like to say?